Well, Nate, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
Another beautiful day here in Aspen, Colorado, and thank you for having us here.
Yeah, warm day.
Warm day. Yeah, I mean, I love skiing, so I would love to come here skiing, but we came to drive.
Yeah.
Drive two very important cars for Jaguar, right? I mean,
very important. Yeah.
And I guess in both ends of the lineup, right? Because we're driving the XC right now, which is completely new.
Yep.
And another completely new car, the F-Pace, which is everybody's been waiting for that car for a long time. For both cars, actually, right?
Yeah, it's our first ever SUV and our new entry to the compact sports sedan segment.
Yeah. So this car, obviously, Jaguar has been very successful in the past 10 years. I mean, since you've been independent.
Yeah.
And you launched like a lot of new fabulous cars. The F-Type. I mean, what a hit that car is. Still,
very,
right?
very
I mean, like,
yeah.
Everybody loves it. But this car is very important because it adds, with the two additions, you now have 5 models, right?
Yes, it's for the first time in our 80-year history, we have 5 models. So it's a big moment for Jaguar as a whole. Yeah.
So it's XE, which is this one.
Yep.
XF, which debuted last year only, or a couple years ago?
Debuted in November, and we did the drives of that in December. You may remember.
Yeah, in Sedona, absolutely.
Yep.
Then the XJ, which now is the oldest car in the lineup.
It is,
right?
and it still looks fresh.
I know,
so
exactly.
It's amazing. Yeah.
And then the F-Type.
Yep.
Both coupe and convertible, and now the F-Base.
Yep. Yeah.
So let's start with this one. This car, obviously, a lot of competition, really tough competition in this segment, but this car has a lot of new things to be able to compete with traditional models in this segment, let's say.
Absolutely, yeah. The compact sports sedan segment's actually the largest segment. The largest number of cars are sold within the premium segment within the compact sports sedan area. So when you're looking at like BMW 3 Series, 4 Series, Mercedes C-Class, Infiniti Q50, Audi A4, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's an incredibly competitive segment, but we like to think that we have a pretty compelling product on our hands.
So let's talk a little bit about, let's start with the powertrain. You have 2 variants for this one, right?
2 variants actually 3 variants.
Okay.
Sorry. We're driving 2 variants here in Aspen. We have a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, which is the entry to the car. Starts at $34,900. And then we have a 2-liter diesel, which is our first ever wholly designed, in-house built, manufactured diesel. It's called an Ingenium diesel.
Okay.
And then at the top of the range, we have a 340 horsepower 3-liter supercharged V6.
Yeah. We drove the diesel yesterday, and I really liked it. I mean, it's just you can almost don't tell much of a difference unless you start like doing with the torque.
Yeah.
And then that car, because it's less power but more torque, and like
it's really got almost as much torque as the V6, as the 3-liter V6, and it's really refined. It's a super quiet diesel. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, most people, if you don't tell that it's a diesel, most people wouldn't, and that they don't know, they probably wouldn't notice, right?
We had that with a few journalists on this trip. Yeah.
So, and then the exterior design, I mean, resembles the style of the new style of Jaguar.
Yep. Under Ian Callum's design direction, his kind of goal is to make every Jaguar instantly recognizable as a Jaguar.
Yeah. It starts from the grille, obviously, and the new lights and everything, both in the front and the back.
Yeah, we're still a niche brand. We aren't BMW, we aren't Mercedes, we aren't Audi. So people don't see these cars all the time.
Yeah, that's an advantage, I think.
And hopefully that'll change with the XE and the F-Pace. But
no, but I mean, it's an advantage. I was just talking to a colleague of mine from Miami, and like Miami, you know, it's like one of the cities where you have a lot of people who like to show up.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of BMWs, a lot of Mercedes, but like you don't see that many, and it's still like really nice looking. But as you said, like the base price for this one is not that high, so I mean, it's a really good.
Yeah, it's a great
offer.
It's a great entry point to the brand, both the F-Pace and the XE. We think they'll be pretty successful.
So then, when we come to the interior of the car, the first thing that people look, which is really nice.
This is probably the first thing most people will notice. This is our new high-level infotainment system. It's called In Control Touch Pro. So on the XE and the F-Pace, you get this 10.2-inch screen, and then on the F-Pace, right in front of the driver, replacing the standard dials, is a 12.3-inch TFT screen, where you can display nav up in front of you.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of swap screens in between.
And this has been, I mean, we have to admit, I hope you agree with me, previous systems were kind of difficult to work with, and this is like so easy.
Yeah.
I mean, as you can see, you can pinch in, pinch out,
pinch to zoom, just like in a smartphone. And then if you go to the home button here, you have all these tiles. They're customizable, but then you can just swipe as you see fit.
So bringing the way that we use all their devices in our lives, like phones, iPads, and everything, just like exactly the same technology here.
The idea is it to be very, very intuitive, so you don't have to take your eyes off the road.
And are there any new features within the system besides the screen?
Yeah, you know, since this is a demo model, I doubt that it has it installed, but In Control Apps is our own proprietary app system. You can download through either Android or the iTunes Store as well. So you can have apps like NPR One, you can have Stitcher, you can even connect to like Spotify and whatnot through the stereo. It's really, really cool.
And the way that you can input, obviously we're driving now, so it wouldn't let us put
correct, yeah,
a destination, but that has changed completely to like you can actually just type a few letters and it will start like giving you a
it's very
list,
very
right?
quick. So the new system, apart from having, you know, swipe and pinch to zoom like a smartphone, it actually has more computing power than a lot of tablets out there.
Oh, wow.
This system is powered by an Intel quad-core processor, and then all the peripherals, so everything that feeds into the system is connected with automotive Ethernet. So it's very, very quick, very responsive. There's no delay as you're entering stuff.
Yeah, you can tell any function that you do is like immediate.
Yep.
And the map, I mean, I think the display of the map is really...
Yeah. There's all sorts of different views of the map too. This is a 2D top-down. We have a 3D option and satellite option. When the car is equipped with a data connection at low speeds, it'll actually pull up satellite data as well. And then as you're arriving to your destination, it'll give you door-to-door directions. And if you download the app onto your phone, you can get
bring it with you, and then you can go.
you can get out of your car, and it'll give you walking directions to wherever you're going. So you never get lost.
That's fantastic news. Technology, it's incredible how technology is getting with every aspect of what we use in our daily lives into the cars, huh?
Yeah, it's amazing. Whole idea is to create a better user experience.
Now let's talk about the F-Pace. I mean, the SUV that has been on the talk for like a few years now, and like we've seen what an SUV has done for other manufacturers.
Just look at Porsche.
I know.
The Macan and the Cayenne are the number one.
Porsche was almost dead, right? And people were crying. The purists were crying, oh, how can Porsche be an SUV? But here we go.
The fact of the matter is those cars, the higher volume cars, those are what allow car manufacturers to build some of the really, really fun cars. And that's not to say that XE and F-Pace aren't fun, because dynamically they're great, but it allows us to build, you know, the F-types of the world, the halo cars, the real sports cars.
Absolutely. And another thing is that consumers are demanding to have that kind of cars. I mean, people want to have both worlds, right? Like utility, have fun, but like also have like space for the family and everything. Yeah,
I said, I said earlier that the compact sports sedan market's the largest market within the premium automotive segment, but performance SUVs like the F-Pace or the Audi Q5 or the Porsche Macan, that's actually the fastest growing segment. So you see more and more buyers going towards SUVs and crossovers.
So what do we have there in terms of powertrain for the F-Pace?
So you've also got 3 powertrain options there. You have a diesel, the same 20D 2-liter Ingenium diesel that's available in the XE. And then you have 2 versions of the 3-liter supercharged gas V6. You have a 340 horsepower version, and then on the top trim levels like the F-Pace S, F-Pace First Edition, you have a 380 horsepower.
And that car, also the design, it's really stunning. I mean, it really, you can really tell it's a Jaguar from every angle.
Ian Callum and his team did an excellent job with that car, in my opinion. Yeah.
So with the F-Type debuted, I remember that they were telling us that you had such great demand and you were working 24/7 in the factories back there in the UK. I guess with 2 new models. I mean, I just can't imagine what's going on in that.
Yeah, we've seen pretty large increases in our production capability. As you may or may not have heard, we've announced the construction of 2 new plants, one in Austria and then another whose location has not been announced yet, just to accommodate such increased production. Yeah.
So these are currently being built in the UK, right?
Yeah, all Jaguar products in the US are all built in the UK.
Okay. I think we forgot to mention a key point in the F-Pace talk, which is the price. I mean, we talk about this one. This goes from 34, you said, to what?
Yeah, essentially 35,000. It's 34,900. The F-Pace actually starts at just under 41,000, 40,990. So really, really good entry points for both cars to the brand.
And what's the most you can spend in both the XE and the F-Pace?
The F-Pace base price tops out at about just under 70,000 for a very limited edition version called the First Edition. That's limited to 200 units, but if you look at regular production cars, F-Pace tops out at about 56.
Okay.
And
wow, that's not a lot.
Yeah, you can add options, and it gets a bit more expensive.
Well, thank you very much for having us here again.
Thank you for coming.
We really enjoyed both cars, and I mean, Jaguar has been in a really successful run in the past few years, but with this one, I think you're going to be very busy for the next years to come, because you not only have this, I mean, probably you won't tell me, but I mean, there's so many variants that you can add into every model, like you do with all the other cars.
Yeah,
right?
It's an exciting time for us. We're really looking forward to what the future holds.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Nate.
Thank you, sir.
We're gonna keep enjoying here the drive in around Aspen.
Yep.
Thank you.